Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day today. Good day for me. I figured why not finish the trilogy, the three that I have. I think there's another one, maybe even two, but I only have these three. So this is the trilogy. Like part three. It's never as good as part one. Sometimes it's better than part two. I like it better than part two. But anyway, let's get into it. Avon Mesmerize Black. A lot of people say it's a dupe, a clone of 1 million. We'll get into that. Let's get what I get from this first, and then we'll get into a little comparison. I went a couple in my moisturizer, one on the back of my neck, shirt on, one on my shirt. That was enough. I sprayed one on the back of my hand about an hour ago just to refresh my memory. And I got to say, it is close to 1 million, but we will talk about that. Yes, sir. Right now, let's talk about what I get. Right off the bat, I'm hit with a slight citrusy, minty, vanilla-like powdery tonka. Quickly, the spices come in. Mostly a mix of nutmeg with a little bit of cinnamon and clove, but it's pretty predominantly nutmeg. Again, a little bit, not too long after that, you start picking up on a nice, soft, almost suede-like leather note. And then that just gets stronger and stronger as the scent gets more into the mid, with the spices and tonka staying for a bit. The base of a sharp cedar and creamy sandalwood comes up, all the while still keeping that leather spicy kind of vibe it has going on. Little sweet, not too overly sweet, but a nice sweetness. Slightly rosy. It's got pink pepper in it, not rose, but giving it a slight rosy vibe. And even a little freshness from the violet leaf that's in it. So all in all, a nice scent. That should sound familiar because a lot of that stuff is kind of what 1 million is. Just there are differences. So how's it? A lot of people compare it to 1 million Privé. I don't really think so. Privé smells more very nice. Don't get me wrong, but more stuff like you know, Wanted by Nights, things like that. You know what I mean? This smells quite a lot more like 1 million does. And I love my little bottles. I think I talk about it every time I bring one out, but I love little miniature bottles. They're great. This is all the 1 million of Puree I'll ever need, though. So yeah, it does smell like 1 million. Differences, of course. Let's get into that. At the end of the day, though, what is this? It's a nice, woody, spicy leather scent with a nice powdery sweetness to it. Not overly powdery, and you're not going to smell it and think barbershop lavender, and you're not going to smell the sweetness and think modern bubblegum. No, it's masculine. 1 million, like I said, or 1 million Privé. A lot more like 1 million than 1 million Privé. I don't find a whole lot of similarities between 1 million Privé and this, actually. But then I don't find a lot of similarities between 1 million Privé and 1 million, to tell you the truth. I find they're pretty different scents. It's not as sweet as 1 million, and it's not as loud as 1 million, although this is no slouch. We'll get into performance after this. This focuses more on the nutmeg and the leather, and 1 million focuses more on cinnamon and woods. But still very close. Still very close. I'm just pretty much splitting hairs, to tell you the truth. I'd say it's not really a clone of 1 million, but Avon definitely set out to make a very, very close, inspired by fragrance. This also doesn't have the rose, like I said, but that 1 million has a pretty dominant rose, actually, or not dominant, but noticeable rose. This has more of the pink pepper, which is a slight rosy vibe. And my fan just kicked on for some reason. Sorry about that. 1 second. Okay, I forgot I have a time fan and I timed it for some reason for now. I don't know why. It's supposed to be a couple hours from now, but I must have messed up. Anyway, yeah, this is Definitely has a bit of a rosy vibe, but it's more of the pink pepper rose, a little bit of not quite as dusty, a little spicier than rose, but still, again, kind of splitting hairs here. It's pretty much, again, as close to 1 million as you can get without actually being a straight up clone. Uh, and I wouldn't argue anybody that said it's a clone. Like, that's pretty much how close it is. A little more wearable this time of year, but we're getting the time of year that I wouldn't wear it. You know, maybe another couple weeks, a month, people would pull it off. But after that, that heat comes in. It's just, even this is a little too much. So yeah, that's it. That's the contrast and comparison. 1 million's a little rosier, sweeter, louder. Focuses more on cinnamon and woods, where this focuses not quite as loud, not quite as rosy, a little fresher with a violet leaf, and focuses more on the nutmeg and leather than 1 million. So yeah, but I mean, again, which hand you gonna pick, right? It's 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. It is what it is. It's pretty damn close. And most of you know so that's most of you know what 1 million smells like. So you know exactly what you're getting with this. You might like it a little better. I do like it a little better, but that's just because it's not as sweet. For me, that's a plus. But still a relatively, like I said, sweet fragrance. Performance, not bad at all. Couple hours projection, pretty solid for about an hour. Like I said, it's not a weak fragrance. It's just not 1 million strong. Get about an arm's length, a little more than an arm's length for about an hour. Then it takes about another hour, comes in, gives you a nice bubble for 3.5, 4 hours. You're picking up whiffs and wafts. You're leaving a nice trail. The sillage is great. Then it's a pretty detectable skin scent for about an hour, and then it kind of sits really close to the skin the last hour. Time to reapply. So 7 or 8 hours, 20, $30. Smell like 1 million for half a day. Not bad, actually. Compliment factors, I never got any. I never really went anywhere except to work. And but it'll get you compliments. It's 1 million. 1 million is pretty much a compliment monster. Everybody knows that. Might be a little redundant. Like if you own 1 million, you may not want this. You just don't need it. Or if you own a decent clone of 1 million, you don't need this. But if maybe you have an older bottle of 1 million, you don't want to use it all because it's an original formulation or pretty close to it. You want something similar and you haven't found a decent clone yet, at least one you don't like, maybe give this a try. This might be what you're looking for. But vice versa, if you have this, then you're not going to need 1 million. You know what I mean? So they're pretty much, well, not identical. They're pretty close. So yeah, that's it, guys. Not bad. Like I said, 1 million's grown on me. When it first came out, I didn't like it. Now, what's changed? Maybe the formulations have changed. My tastes have changed, obviously. A combination of the two, probably. But I don't mind 1 million now. It's still just a little too sweet for me, but that's kind of why I like this a little better. A little too sweet, but still, I like 1 million now. It took me almost 20 years, but I've come around. So, all right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.